Are we rolling? Hey people, what's up? It's Jameel, and I just want to talk about some more about my stories of gang stalking. So I can see the moon right now. Damn, that's bright. Um, there's a window. I'm on the computer, and there's a window right here. And whenever the moon's out, I can see the moon. It's right there. It's beautiful. I got like a strong relationship with the moon. Anyhow, I want to talk about stories about gang stalking. Now, when I first started getting gang stalked, I didn't know what gang stalking was. I remember I had heard of it a few years ago, like on some conspiracy blog, but I was just like, oh, okay, people are getting followed and shit, but they're probably more paranoid and making more out of it. And I didn't realize it was just like a short blog. Then, after I laid out all this research, doing interviews and stuff, and I get around these people who are like extremely influential in world affairs. Like when you're talking about, the secret society is like, I know for a fact, who these people are. Like, I'm like, damn, these people put the president in the White House. These people do this, run the motion picture industry. These people, there's a few different secret societies. And then there's the fraternal orders. And so, eventually, those are the people who saw to it that I got put in gang stalking, but those weren't, the gang stalking is something different. And so, I had an attempt on my life that I had beat. Last year. And so I'm like, damn, the gang stalking program, when a gang stalking program comes along, I'm hiding inside my mother's house for a month. I'm begging her to take out the trash, and they pull a car up on the corner, like a little van that is doing construction work on this house. On this house, people already moved into the house now. And so the way they were doing it, it looked just like a hit. I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers are going to do a hit against me in broad daylight like this? But then when I think about the people that I had angered, I know that they can get away with it. And the whole time it's been happening, like, I'm sure like a lot of people that live around me, they know what's happening too. They're looking at it from their perception of me being gang stalked, and I'm looking at it not knowing anybody knows what's going on, but I'm looking at it like, this is a fucking hit. And so, at one point in hindsight on this house, I was smoking like a fucking pack of cigarettes a day in the garage. And then when I went to the garage, I'd have the car come around the cul-de-sac where I live at, and I'd hear the car going by. I'd just be like, fuck, they're out there, you know what I mean? And then one time I called the police. One time they had brought all... See, the more I went to the window and looked out the window, the worse I'd get. Because they knew I was looking out the window, so they were building all it up. Sneaky motherfuckers. And so, I'm thinking like... I caught him. But in reality, I didn't catch him. They're enhancing him when I go to the window. And so, I'm like, at my back window right here, I'm like, fuck, if it gets too bad, I'm going to have to jump out this fucking window and run down to the fucking airport and jump the airport fence. I'm like, damn, this is crazy. I gotta jump the fucking airport fence and nobody's gonna... I'm like just gonna run down there and jump the airport fence and be all fucking like out of my mind. Like, they're after me. Nobody's gonna think I'm crazy or something. It's like, this is insane. And so I called the police one time. And the police show up, and they're all like, do you have a gun on you? I was like, no. And I'm trying to tell them what happened. And they're like, well, you got to call the FBI. I just told them an extremely low level of what happened. I didn't tell them about, there's a lot of, I didn't tell them about it. I just told them an extremely mild version, low level, mild version of what was going on. Like, there's no way they'll, even if they're in on it, they still won't believe me. And so... Then I end up, they were like, call the FBI. So I called the FBI. Has anybody watching ever called the FBI? Don't do it. Do not call. I'm serious. Don't call them. Because whoever picks up the phone is not going to know anything. Then they're going to transfer you. So I had to call, eventually, I called New York City, and they transferred me to some guy. And I was talking to him for a while. And he started to believe me. And he was like, well, there's nothing I can do for you because I'm in New York. And he was like, you gotta go to that. And so I was like, man, I'm not. Now this is what I'm still saying. I'm in my mind, I can't leave the house. These people are fucking everywhere, and so I'm like, okay. So eventually, I end up leaving the house. I have somebody come over, and I pull out. I even have my own mother follow the car because I didn't want anybody to follow me. So I go out. First thing I do is get drunk. That's the first thing I do is hit the liquor store. And I'm like, man, give me a pint of gin. And I start getting drunk. And I start smoking cigarettes. And I hadn't been drunk in a month. And at that time, that month I was in the house, I was looking out the blinds like 40 times a day. And I remember, man, I want to run down the street. I remember thinking, I was like, there's this one girl that lives down this, well, she's not a girl, she's a woman, but she lives down the street from me. She's fine as fuck. And I was like, man, I should have been nicer to her. Because now look at me. Now I'm about to fucking die and all this stuff. I gotta run to the airport and stuff like that. I'm like, I should have took some time out of my life to try to fucking talk to her back, a few years ago when we started noticing each other. I wish I had talked to her because now I'm about to fucking, you know what I mean? Now it's like I'm gonna be running, jumping the fence past, you know what I'm saying? It's like, is she in on it or not or whatever? But once I found out I was being gang stalked, I was like, okay, this is a relief, And then I was like, that I already knew right away I was gonna beat it no matter what. And then nobody else said they'd be gang stalking. Before I came along, it's just like people just sit there and talk about how bad it is, and then there's no solutions. There's like people who write books under anonymous names. Everybody's like playing the paranoia game, scared to get noticed. And I'm just like, fuck that, man. I exposed all those secrets and stuff I exposed from the 60s and 70s, and I almost got beat a life death on the Walk of Fame in Hollywood. I was like, on Hollywood Boulevard, I was like, I'm not scared to be gang stalking. So then we grinded through that and beat that. And now it's like, it's like now the program has gotten to the point, it's like, I don't even care. It's like, all I want to do is get more clients. And like, I've been exercising a lot lately. It's like, I've been exercising. It's like, I never would have exercised this well before. And it's like, man, yesterday not today, but, yesterday I was running. And I hadn't ran in a long time. I started out jogging a few days ago. Now I'm running. And I'm like speed running. And I can feel my body getting lighter. I was like, man, I don't want to be all fat. I want to lose weight so I can be fast. It's better to be fast so you can get to where you need to quickly. But the program helped me do that. The program helped me exercise better. So that's basically what it is. The program's some haters too, man. Like, okay, dude I live next to, I call him a homie. And the program will have him doing some bogus stuff, like mowing his lawn and stepping all over my lawn and stuff. And I'm just like, okay, that's the homie. It's all good. And so then they had the homie's daughter come out there, and the homie's daughter's fine as a motherfucker, right? And they had the homie's daughter come outside on the deck. And then once they saw I started enjoying that, then they started hating. Then they try to make it so I can't see the homie's daughter anymore. I'm like, man, the homie's daughter's fine as a motherfucker. Why are you gonna you see I'm enjoying, you saw it, you brought her out there. It's like, the fuck, why are you gonna hate on her like that? Then they had the homie's wife out there. Homie's wife's fine as a motherfucker too. And so I was just like, okay, you're gonna have the homie homie's daughter and wife and stuff like that. That's cool. But then they hated on that. They tell them to join that. So they hated on that. Homie's daughter's fine too, boy. She looks like fucking. I swear to you, she looks like a Italian model. That's a bad motherfucker. And then that's what I do. I live in a neighborhood. I got no car, and so people watching this on YouTube see me on here. It's like when I go out, I be having to walk, man. I don't like to call people. Like there's people I can call and stuff like that. And I don't like everybody to know where. Like there's a couple females that I wanted to call and bring over here, but I don't like people just all up in my house and stuff. You know what I mean? This is my mother's house, and so I don't want motherfuckers just. Excuse my language. I don't like people just know everything. Yeah, this is where this is. This is where that. You know what I mean? People. I don't. You know. The girls. I don't know them well enough like that. And so when I go over their house, there's cans over there. Then I don't want to get dropped off. Like if somebody drops you off, you want to bring me home, you got to drop you off on a corner. And they'd be like, damn, what are you doing? Selling drugs or something? Like, why can't I know where you're at? I got to drop you off on a corner. So but the gang stalking program's tripped out though. The gang stalking program's tripped out. They got some bad motherfuckers though. The females and the gang stalking program. This gang stalking program's a trip. That's why when I release my book, I'm gonna turn that into a movie. We're working on the book and the movie right now. I'm serious.